prie, chérie, mon beau Paris, say to
Hello and welcome to Paris Set Me Free, Paris Photo Tutorials. Now this picture is a pure piece of found street architecture, furniture, luckiness really. Walking around, it's near the Canal Saint-Martin on the way to La Villette, and suddenly we came across this drain cover, and I'm a big fan of drain covers. If you've been following my adventures, you'll know that. And somebody had decided to do this kind of rainbow effect, painting all the different colours around the edge of it, and it was quite lovely. Really great to see that people are trying to take what other people, or a lot of people, think is unremarkable street stuff like drain covers, paving stones, and turn them into something beautiful. Bring a bit of magic and colourfulness to our lives, folks. The daily drudge. So I tried to take a few photographs of it. Here's a few different examples, just to show you me playing with the angles. Look at the way the angle changes. Different exposure. I do that because I'm trying to get the richness of the colours. If I take a picture like this and try to get the richness of these colours, which isn't very rich, if I haven't oversaturated by stopping down, making it a lower exposure, then I'm really going to have problems bringing those colours out. But at least there the colour is there, and then I just have to lighten everything up if I want to. So there's a few different angles, and we realised that Dan here was wearing sneakers, trainers with a lot of colours. This isn't an advert for a well-known manufacturer of sports shoes. It's actually because he's got yellow, red and blue and white on his trainers there. So there we were trying out something, trying to get a walking thing. I was going to go with this one, which is kind of funny, but as time went on, it was a bit dull. It wasn't very nice. Then suddenly we came across this. Well, hey, exactly the same thing, different drain cover and much brighter. So I carried on taking a few of these. Look at the way the angle changes again. Now he was sitting down doing something with his shoes, so we decided to put his feet into the picture. Really looking for the nicest angle, the nicest way of making the square of the drain cover fit nicely in the rectangle of the shot, along with his feet. There he is, just so that you can see the star of this picture with his camera. There you can see one of the old bridges across the canal there. So which one did I go with? Well, the answer is this one. So you can see I had a great dilemma between two of these shots. Let me show you the two that I couldn't choose between, and it took me a long time to choose. One of them was this one. No, not that one. I'll get there in a minute, folks. I think it was this one. And I really like this one because of the angle there. Now, is that the one I chose in the end? No, it isn't, you see. So even though I love this, I love the dramatic angle. Look at the way that's zooming out at you. That line there and that line there are parallel in real life, but because I got down really low, got in really close with a wide angle lens, it looks like they're zooming off in almost different directions. And I also love the way that this almost touches the edge of the frame there but doesn't quite, and this is exactly the same distance away there. Very dynamic shot. It almost reminds me of, I don't know, one of those scenes from a Star Wars film where a sort of flat spacecraft is zooming towards you. Doesn't remind you of that? Okay, fair enough. To each their own. So that's what it reminds me of. So I was torn desperately between this one and this one. No, was it this one? Was it this one? Was it this one? Yep, there it is. That's the one that I chose. Yep, there it is. You see what I've done to it? A bit of a weird thing. So there it is, between that one and that one. And I spent about 10 minutes just going, this one or this one? This one or this one? So why did I choose this one in the end? Well, really difficult to know. You know, I could have easily have gone with the other one. There was something about this one that kind of pleased me as well. This really filled the frame here. His feet, I liked that they were coming in from this angle. You know, it's one of those times when I look at this and I think, gee, I should have gone with the other one. But hey, what can you do? I went with this one because it kind of seemed to fill the frame better, and I had in mind what a future use I might put it to. Maybe I don't know, on a t-shirt or I don't know really. I just and it also had this little bit of white coming in the top right hand corner, which kind of filled in this space. So honestly, I can't say that I like this one really better than this one, but I had to go with one of them, and that's the one I went with in the end. Speaking more generally, lovely texture. I do like pavements, and this drain cover, look at that. You've got it's made up of these tiny little metal squares with spaces in between, which give you a little grey square with a black outline on it. And then you've got these lovely colours which came up nicely. And if you remember, I told you that I'd seen another drain cover which had also been painted, but it had been more washed out. That's one of the reasons I went with this, because if in the original here you can see that there's more scope for making it the colours rich, whereas if the colours aren't there in the first place, you're just going to be struggling right away. So you know, I managed to make it really, really punchy and lovely. There's a bit of an echo of the colours. You know, this blue is almost the same as this blue here. You've got the red, you've got a tiny dash of yellow, and again you've got the human touch. As I often say, it's very nice to show what your main subject is with something in relation to what it's for, and pavements of walking on. So there's some feet which walk on pavements. Might sound silly, but you know, if you took those feet away, which I can't do by putting my finger over it, but it would be a much colder, less human shot. It would be it would still be an interesting shot, but it would I don't know, I take a lot of shots where there isn't a human element in there, and it becomes a purely abstract study. But in this case, we had the feet, and they happen to be colourful, so there is a direct relationship between them. So almost two reasons for putting them into the shot. One is pavements are made for walking on, and secondly, those colours are echoed by some of these rich colours here. Okay, that's it for this time. A bit of street architecture, as I call it, and you might have noticed, here's an advert coming up, folks. You might have noticed that I've just discovered how to put these pictures onto t-shirts and key rings and mugs and cards and so on. So you'll find this on some products on my Zazzle store. I promise I won't be advertising this in every video, but if you go to www.zazzle.com/ParisSetMeFree, you'll find a new way to enjoy my photographs. Okay, that's it for this time, folks. Thanks for visiting. See a high quality version of this shot on ParisSetMeFree.blogspot.com, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Depuis que je suis à Paris, le jour et la nuit, je suis gris. J'ai compris la douceur de vivre. Je suis fou de joie, je suis ivre. Depuis que je suis à Paris.